Few injuries between us, Craig and I, over years. Agricultural related, haven't we, Craig? And some not.
We've had some very bad injuries.
I mean, 1988, my worst one. We were putting some. It were like new style synthetic fencing for horses, and you could put round and you bracket on. So we hundreds of posts to put in for this. So I were the man holding posts, squaring them up. And it were a post knocker on the back of a tractor. A few of you will know what I'm saying, and it comes down with tons of force and knocks posts in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What
you do, you hold the posts up, don't you, like that? Just hold them
so they don't go.
So it just keeps them square. Unfortunately, Martin, for some reason, we're just not quite on.
Lack of concentration.
Just lack of concentration. Just pass me your hand. Just lifted his hand up and he put it like that. And he ended up with his thumb on top of bloody
All right, Craig. It's so steady.
And
broke
then
my arm.
Thing come down, didn't it?
It did. I managed to get my hand off, but my thumb were on. So and it splattered. It were about, when I pulled it off post, it were about a foot long, just hung down
God
onto
almighty,
it. It were. That's it. Look, there it is. Can you see what that actually is? It's my right hand. So I went to a chap, Dr. K, Professor K, at St James's. He'd come from Manchester, and he actually took part of my left toe off, which is it, where is it there? Look, you can see there. He put part of my left toe off, put the nerves and veins in my hand there to feed it, and grafted it on, and it's pretty perfect.
Well,
now.
I won't say it's perfect. It's as ugly as hell, really. I mean,
hey,
look at the state. I mean, do you know what? I took a picture of that when we had kids were young. I took a picture of that. I blew it up and we put it in a bloody frame, and I put it on mantelpiece in front of fire, and it kept kids away from fire for years. They wouldn't dare go near it. Like a bloody horror film.
To be honest, Craig, I mean, no, it isn't that bad. Look, it isn't that bad. I can do everything with it, but it looked more like a toe before. I've actually been back since. He said if I go back, as long as he could let all his students watch, because it was a teaching hospital, he shaped it to make it look more like a thumb, and I think he's done a bloody good job.
He must have been having a bad day that day.
But anyway, look, it's all right. It does the bloody job, Craig.
Yeah.
But,
well, I have one and all. We're coming down to Wood, and we wanted to take there was a plate on the gate that we wanted taking off. So had some tack welds on. We were trying to knock it off with a sledgehammer.
Welded on.
And I said, it won't bloody come off, won't this? And Matt said, go on, give it another tap. And I ended up with that finger somehow on the top of the plate, and the hammer shaft caught it up, and it just sheared that off. You can see that there. Look, it's all bent. It sheared it off. It rung on with a bit of skin. We wrapped it up in a rag, it back at a truck. It took us up to Sherburn.
No, first though, Craig, as usual, the first thing he said, bloody hell, Martin, that's your fault, because I told him to knock it off.
Yeah, well,
blamed me straight
I
away.
maybe would, and rightly so.
You were mad, weren't you?
I was seething, absolutely seething. We got up to Sherburn. I knew it were a bad job, and we were going to end up going to hospital. But I went up and just saw straight away. He says, "Oh, what's your name?" Says, "Oh, it's Craig Blakey." He says, "Oh, I might have known." Bloody great rag and blood coming out of it on my finger and that.
Oily rag.
Ended up going to York and shoving put a bloody pin in it. It was like it for mums. It was bloody painful. And you've another one. You'd been to again. You want on some. You've been to a combine at Ryther. You're bugging about with knife for some reason. I don't know whether. Somebody pulled it belt to the other side.
I tell you what blades.
I know it was knife, but I think did you have somebody on belt move it knife backwards and forwards?
No, I moved the auger to just to try and like blaze it with my other hand.
Yeah.
But my bloody that middle finger were in between blades. It cut straight through it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I asked old chap farmer who were there, get me to Dr. Squick. He says, "Oh no, lad, I don't like all like that," and he drove off. So I'm trying to drive home in bloody old Renault van, get back to yard to get Craig. I said, "I don't like all like that, lad." He went as white as a sheet, gone, disappeared. But that wasn't really that bad. A few stitches, that were fine, wasn't it? So we've been through wars a bit, but we've lived to tell tale, and that's what we're doing now, Craig.
We've got some injuries.